And recording on this. Ready with technical issues. So, as you know, this our course is Amrit Bija, Seeds of Immortality, and we are also in the seeding phase. So, our study is not just for informations, but it has a pragmatic applications, a concrete formation. So all which is we are studying here practically is applied to develop a concrete place, an oasis, where all our information is translated. So our study is, in one way, we are keeping the coherence with all the knowledge we are getting from the web and books, the knowledge, coherence, and we can be correspondent in a way that whatever we are saying is true somewhere, and pragmatically, we are right now creating a model. We are seeding. We are in a phase of seeding, a seed which will create an oasis where a human can develop in its all potential, and particularly at the last phase of life. That's our pragmatic presentation. And then we are also seeding through a simple remedy to humanity, a pain redeemer. No, like just a saying hello and seeding our ideas to a practical, pragmatic point of view to let people explore. That's how we are proceeding forward. So this study has a direction. And this direction is all the way we are keeping coherence, correspondence, and pragmatic. Only three ways a truth can be judged. So we are trying to keep all these three together. So our mind is clear. So each topic is useful as a therapeutic point of view, as a guiding point of view, or giving direction point of view. Remove also practically applied how it can be removing a psychological pain or a spiritual pain from us. So in this direction, last time we studied the topic. What was the topic?
It was ancestor worship, was it? Like doing
Yeah,
ritual.
respect to ancestors. This idea playing a universal role amongst anybody born on this planet. And it relates to our some cultures, some obligations to our ancestors or father or deceased. So its point of view matters to our pain and pleasure, particularly the last phase. Can be a point of pain and it can be a point of pleasure. The point of view, the attitude towards ancestors is a point of pain and pleasure. So we are exploring all the points of pain and pleasure. The another point is also we need to study for today's topic is resilience, emotional resilience. So this knowledge practically can be applied in therapy directly to bridge psychosomatic system, to change belief systems, ego formation, character formation, from tamas to sattva, no? The sharpening of intelligence. So this information which we are going to present, I shared, no? I can share my screen and we can just go about it. No? With this point of view, we will look at the informations. Like informations can be a lot, but if we don't have our own point of view, we will be lost. We don't want all this information in our brain, no? Which AI is having in the computer. We need to, this informations, how we will process. That's how our intelligence matters. So let's check our intelligence, how we can use the informations. I'm sharing the screen. I can share the link also. I think it's on screen. Yes. Yeah. So this is a universal. We go here. Yes. From here we will begin. No? A categorical definitions where people believe, suppose 100 people coming to us for the transformation. No? In 100 of the people which will be coming, and we will be giving something, some ideas. So that ideas will categorically divide in our mind whether it is a life is a continuous process or it's ending, no? With the body. The basic ideas, categorical thinking. So in which I can believe in a way that, okay, my death is the death of everything. There is no continuity. Nothing. This is it. It finishes. So I don't have to bother about my ancestors, neither I have to bother about my future life, neither I need to bother about what will happen after that. So this idea finishes. And we cannot entertain or could entertain this kind of people. We don't know, no? But we can entertain the people who believe that life is a continuum, no? We are like, before I born, I was, after the death, I will be. No? Simple belief. Before death, I was, after death, I will be. So it's a continuum. If we meet this kind of people who believe, we can go forward. So this is, if you see here, so categorically mind will divide and our therapy can divide. No? And our treatments, our support system for their transformation can be. So how people believe, some people may believe a phase of life, a transformation, a return, and a passage. No, you can have a think about it. Like this life until I born, die. It's a phase of life, of big life. It's a part of it. Or death can be a transformation. No? That can be used as a transformation, which is our basic idea we are working. Voices of wisdom. Well, this is our. So we need to look for the people who are believing that death can be a transformation. Also, some people may believe, okay, a return, like in we say in Gita, gives this belief also. Krishna saying, giving promises that wherever the religion will start to diminish in India, I will have a return. Or before death, any person can keep a promise, give a promise that I will return. It changes the whole mind system. Yes, Pavel, please.
Because I realized that return or transformation, because people believe that they will return in the human body, but there is some belief that you can transform either to higher entity or to low entity. And if you
anyway,
have
like this is our point of view is that we can understand our person who are coming to us for transformation. We can understand this person has this point of view.
transformation is to changing to something different.
He would suggest that death can be used as a transformation. Life is a kind of a, we are in the continuing process of transformation. This is a phase we are in. This is our philosophy. We are moving to make it pragmatic. And that will be coherent to our many philosophies already. Also, the belief, like in Jewish belief system, the prophet will return one day. Jesus may not return, but his return to keep the judgment day. So a process of returning, karma returning, no? Something returning process, how you are thinking about, how mind is processing the information, the idea of life and death, how mind will process, in which way it will start to think and believe. And then ego will identify, yes, it's a transformation. I may return. Then it should be inquisitive about it. I may make a choice. There are many dimensions of life. There are many planets we can go visit in subtle bodies. Like there are many belief systems will be involved with one idea. So it changes the whole mindset of the culture. Like in Sikhism, before it was Guru, Gaddi, no? One Guru, then another Guru. Then after a full stop, it changes the mindset. Tomorrow, somebody you will meet. Tomorrow, you will never meet. It changes the whole mindset. So we are studying the structure of the mind. We are seeding the very essential codes which will develop forward. We are studying it in the seed form, no? All in the codings, the genetic codings of the mind, how mind develops with an idea, and how intelligence perceives it, and this knowledge we will use pragmatically for the transformation. We are knowing how intelligence functioning. We can divide intelligence in its function, in its properties, like a matter. Create ego, create mind, create body. Science. Pragmatically. And religion will be on this belief and effort for the otherworldly things, not the material things. We have two ways to play with the knowledge. So the self, also Sri Aurobindo, modern philosophers which basically proposed the idea that man, we are in an intermediary phase, we are evolving. You can also see in the Sankhya point of view, Indian point of view, is an evolutionary point of view that it keeps on evolving until to its maximum limit of sattva. A matter has a transformation from tamas to sattva. So a matter will be keep on in evolutionary process with the algorithm of expansion until it will reach to the limit of sattva. That it cannot be transformed further. That is a resolution point of contraction. This is the expansion process and contraction process. If you think this point of view, then we are always in the process of evolution wherever we are, in whatsoever phase of life. So if you can see this Aurobindo point of view of an intermediate phase, his perspective. No, I'm talking about Sri Aurobindo perspective, the way he saw the Sankhya system. This is our Sankhya philosophy. That we are in a continuum of expansion in which a jiva is in the process always. Jiva is always in the process. Like you see our life since now to now. We are just pausing a phase of life. Each one you say, oh, this 5 years, oh, this was a different phase of. Now I transformed to live another phase of life. Now I transform. So this way you can see the life continuum. One birth, then another birth, then gap. You are continuously evolving and there is no limit. No limit. No end to it. Some people say it's too much. I don't want. I don't want to be in this process. It's too much. I'm bored. I'm fed up. I lived a lot. I'm matured. I don't want to see this movie 1,000 times more. Same movie. There's nothing to learn anymore. What?
No, and then came the idea of teaching.
This is the idea of moksha in India. From this process of thinking came out the idea of moksha, not in howsoever beautiful the 100 world or 1,008 world. I don't want to be in the processing unit anymore. I don't want to be a part of this process at all. No part. No part. Not even a hair or finger or nose. Or I'm fed up. Enough is enough. I need moksha. This mind could not think anything else. Then come to a word called moksha. This is the moksha. The fertile mind came to limit of thinking and experiencing life of bhoga. At the limit and experience of bhoga, finally it says, now what? What is beyond all these dimensions of life which we are talking about? We call it transcendental knowledge. Knowledge of beyond, Paravidya. And here begins a different journey. This is also a transformation. This is also a transformation, a complete transformation we call moksha. Otherwise, a little bit more transformation to sattva. Better. Less anger, less anger, less anger. Love, compassion. No? Final sublimation of sattva, we give it to attributes of God. The most compassionate person, character, attributes of God. The most loving, the most purified. So we human, either we observe in the person or we imagine sattva. We imagine our best version. We are trying to be better, trying to come to full potential. What? Sattva. This is our nature. We can't be otherwise. This is our material nature. We can't be otherwise. Now, some people say it is a bondage. Because I can't be otherwise, it's a bondage. Just because I can't be otherwise. How you can say it's a freedom? There is no choice. It's a full bondage. I'm a victim. I can't be otherwise. Like if to move my hands, I am only free to move in a one way. How I can say that I govern my hand and I'm free to move? I'm in prison. And wherever I'm going, I have to follow a pattern. Body, in order to move, anybody, in order to move, needs an algorithm, a mathematical pattern. Matter cannot move without mathematics. It will always follow a mathematics, a law, an algorithm, a code to evolve, to connect, a law. So until I have a body, doesn't matter which body, how much subtle? I'm in bondage. Is there any possibility of thinking, any hope of freedom? Yes, moksha. It's a hope of freedom. To the maximum limit of thinking. Between spirit and matter. Between soul and which is not soul. Which is permanent, which is not permanent. Like this way of categorical thinking. Analytical, categorical thinking. This is the limit of analysis. Rationality of the mind. You can also propose this theory, but very shocking. Very shocking. You need a height of maturity to think like this. Bondage and freedom. So this way, this is the Indian point of view. Let's see again. I share the screen. Otherwise, we will be only. So this is a categorical division of the mind where we can seed the idea into the person, mind, brain. Okay, yes, Pavel.
And also death can be treated like a liberation. We just speak about the freedom. So bondage, freedom. So death can be the liberation, breaking the bondage.
Yeah, that could be also a final, the end of the passage, the end of return, the end maximum limit of transformation, and the end of phase of life. Also, we can see like this. Permanently, forever.
And death can be also the sign of enlightenment.
Yeah, it can be used as a transformation, yes.
So it's enlightenment, it's a part of transformation, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Core emotional framework is coming. Indian civilization resilience about it, that you don't have any fear of death or no, or you continue or whatever. Yes, and impermanency, karma, sansara, and moksha. On these 4 words, the whole Indian mind is moving. The spiritual mind. The core 4 words, no? You see, the core 4 idea, the idea of impermanence, the idea of moral causality, which is karma, action and reaction, and the idea of rebirth, that's sansara I talked about. Whatever body you have doesn't matter. In whichever dimension, you are in bondage because you are following a law. The body cannot be liberated. It's the idea, sansara. Against it, the remedy was given by Gautam Buddha, this idea. No, he break this idea of Hinduism and established Buddhism on this idea of rebirth, sansara. Otherwise, Hinduism was not before this idea. It was the 4 Purusharthas was broken by Lord Buddha, the last avatar of Hinduism. He break this idea and then he break this idea of liberation also. He proposed completely different nirvana. The final idea, nirvana. So that plays a lot of role. Seeding, no? We are just seeding codes. You will, India can think a lot. 1 million people, 1 million thoughts, 1 million books. But all they are thinking about 4 points. Around that, they are discussing. Impermanency, moral causality, rebirth and liberation. Could be more, but this 4 looks very... Yeah. And here comes our therapy point of view. No? That a person is coming and if he is suffering with his psychological suffering he has, and he thinks that he is victimized. A therapeutic client, see it like this now. That a person coming to you and narrating stories which has a genetic code of accepting suffering with victim. Like he is suffering and accepting the victimization and suffering with that. Then we can train, we can change, we can apply our knowledge and therapy, and person learns to live with the suffering with an idea of freedom. That he can change the perspective, be with the suffering, or deal with it with our techniques, with our improvisations, with our teachings, that he learns to evolve into suffering. And that transformation would be enlightenment, a transformation. So that will be our application of knowledge. How a person suffering with victimization can be transformed to liberation. Got it, Pavel?
Mhm.
We will meet, no, this kind of people. Or maybe we are meeting already many times. When the character victimization is like 4 characters, no? Like saboteur or victimizations. Victim can be active. We can self-sabotage. We can self-mode of make us a victim just in our thinking and just create a situation. And then, yes, facing death without panic. And grief without despair. The fear of loss. So the 3 basic ideas on which psychology is dealing with. One is character-based, where saboteur, victim, prostitute. 4. These characters are universal, anytime, working. That idea and the fear of death and the fear of loss. That's where therapy is needed when persons get caught. And maximum we found this the basic idea where all problems, psychological problems beginning. And where you need support. You have a great loss and you can't handle it. You need a support. Yeah, practices, we have already techniques using daily life, no? as a life. Every day as a life. You die, you sleep, you think I'm dying. You wake up, you think I'm reborn. So making a 24-hour cycle, equating it with the whole life until life and death. That changes the whole mindset and prepares you to accept suffering, to fear of loss. No, in a miniature form, you can train your mind. So when the great phenomena death actually will happen, you are prepared. Mind has a pattern already to flow the energy. And we can choose how we will die, in which state of mind. We can make a choice about it. Yeah, philosophy integrated into daily life, basically. So pragmatically, we can use like this. Let's see Buddhist culture, what we can make use of it. Mindfulness of death, meditation on, yeah, basically this impermanency is the basic phenomena where you can buffer the mind for resilience about suffering and not changing the core value of the life, not compromising. Impermanence. on which and compassionate for all beings in that way also. Cultivating gratitude, compassion. Calm acceptance of dying, yes, make it like a natural process, or upeksha, make a witness of it. Indigenous and tribal cultures, communal resilience. I am not alone, no? Idea. Two ideas, no? When you die, you are alone, or when you die, somebody will with you, or something will with you. Like something with idea, then with your dead body is a lot of something there, food, things, other phenomena. Somebody, then guru, ideas, angels, many other ideas, no? In the mind evolves. So this is also a point of view to study ancestors and ongoing protectors, nature. Yes, to loneliness in grief, unresolved trauma, and fear of dying alone. These three ideas, no? To remove. Our job is to make the person fully blissful in a daily life. Even the person is approaching physical death. Keeping this in mind, we are studying all these things, what we can make use of in a practical way. Moral accountability, we can do some research about as a separate topic, because it's shaping the mind, seeding the mind, seed of mind. The moral accountability. How it is taught in shaping different kinds of mind in different religions and cultures and the state. So it is the infrastructures of shaping of thinking, building the nation, national characters, the moral accountability. In India, we have duty, moral duties. No, India is conducted with moral duties, like the character of a duty of a father, duty of a mother, duty of a guru. So each character is defined with a duty to take responsibility. So moral accountability, other religions and cultures, we can also study. With Indian point of view, yes, I have a lot of experience whole life. This is a topic also, ethical living, modern topic, where modern thinkers or philosophers are dealing with right now. Ethical living is the global question. Even changing president and prime ministers, if they are giving reasons that we are promoting global ethical living, no, it doesn't. We can interfere in somebody else's country on this ground and change the president if he is not supporting universal ethical living. No, so we are very powerful right now. Created emotional confidence in continuity. Yeah, the same. Greek and Roman, let's see what we can learn. Plato. Look, he is the Indian rishi. Death as liberation of the soul. No? Adi Shankaracharya, who founded Hindu religion. Idea, same idea. Death as liberation of the soul. Moksha. Strange, you know? See, mind far away. Nobody knows each other. Nobody has read any book, but same idea, seeds. No, the way mind will evolve, the way mind will think, seeds. They are immortal seeds. These ideas. The death as a liberation of the soul, a special way of thinking. Then you come to this point. The perception has to be special. Acceptance of fate. This also, India has also adopted the painkiller of India, destiny, acceptance of fate. Oh, somebody died, some loss happened, painkiller. Not to feel the pain. The painkiller is, it is fate. Or God has a divine plan. Maybe it's something good for bad. There are many ways we have painkillers. Emotion that is used in, that shapes our emotional resilience. Seeds. These painkillers, acceptance of fate in India is using a lot. Not to feel the pain of poverty. India use it a lot. Poor, not to feel the pain, fate. Transfer it to somebody else, the responsibility, then you feel less pain, no? If you take on yourself, you will feel you have to go a lot of pain. Buddha did it just opposite. He saw this is killing the soul, this idea. He just turned it 180-degree change and said, no, you are responsible. And be a candle to yourself. No fate. Freedom of choice based on logic and rationality and packed with a systematic order of practice. And he turned Hinduism into Buddhism. Because this was killing India. This idea was killing the soul itself, seeking liberation, the soul of India, working for liberation. Yeah, also we can use reasons, create dilemma in the mind, so that mind could not get into trauma. If you create the dilemma in the mind, you can save the mind from having a trauma, because trauma needs a confirmed belief. So we can also use talks, developing regions, creating dilemmas in the mind as a painkiller. Roman. Also, public remembrance is one way, decreases our pain of death and shapes, like if I will die, the whole country will mourn. No, means my life. If I think of death and think, oh, so many people will be in grief, then it kills my pain. Just the thinking of. And if I die, nobody will care. Even I live, I die. That gives more pain. So these painkiller ideas is all the way dignifying death, his shoulders dying. And he says, oh, I will die for my country, and my country will not claim my body. It creates more pain. It will give you more violence, more unreasonable, because pain is too much. And say an American citizen anywhere in the country, the whole America is behind it for one citizen. And this citizen has less pain. So the idea shapes our national character, deep thinking, structure. We are seeding. These are seeds of mind. I'm dignifying death, public remembrance, and civic immortality also. If you die in your street, your statue written down until it will be demolished, it is there. This idea also. Let's see Abrahamic, how they use the painkiller. These are the painkillers about life and death, divine justice, Christianity coming, moral accountability. This all Christianity point of view. About this whole three words, the Christianity evolving is moral ethics, livings, doing. Test, trial, and purification, Islam, and also in India. Both ways used, that the God is taking examination. In the difficult times, we can painkiller. God is taking examination. I am becoming trial trained for greater future, better human. This is for my purification process. These are three painkillers also in Islam, also in India. Actually, India is having all, no? All kinds of thoughts. So some Indians using this test trial and purification mind. That's how creating buffers and creating emotional resilience. So you don't become a prostitute, you don't become a beggar, you don't become somebody which is ethically not good in the period of suffering. Let's see, Asian cultures, harmony and acceptance. Ancestral continuity again coming, you see. Idea of ancestors. Impermanence, same Buddhism, nothing new. And pragmatically, we will encounter the behavior will be quite non-dramatic and embedded in daily conduct. That's our goal. We can say a person has a healthy mind. He is a quiet, non-dramatic, and embedded in his daily conduct, he is living without fear of death. That we say a healthy mind. It's our definition. Yes. Predictable emotional pathways. That's the basic seeding and idea behind all Indian rituals. You know, when I went through my mother ritual process of 13 days, that was very nicely built. Each rituals was built with this idea, predictable emotional pathways. Like it was making me detached from this pain of loss of mother step by step, with a very technically thought, you know, like father is playing with the child mind, how to take out this idea of death, idea of pain from my child. That all now I can connect it with predictable emotional pathways, ritualistic way. And in this, India is the best because it has done nothing, I think, only to accept just expanding rituals. No, confusing everyone, which one is right and which one is not, which one is predictable, which is not predictable. No? Now it's fully confused, but we can use the brain of India. It is the best brain for creating rituals. Predictable emotional pathways. Also, it is used in tribes to connect with many spirits, this, that, no, ritualistic way. Also, ayahuasca ceremony, under a shaman, predictable emotional pathways, you are under control. and you are releasing all these drugs rituals happening. Whether in India you will find there was somras, a kind of wine or some concoctions was made for predictable emotional pathways rituals. Social permission to mourn, yes, it's very now like Jewish doing it. Also in Islam festival, social permission to mourn. Hi Hassan, hi Hassan. That way, social symbolic resolutions, yes. Normalized loss is a therapy. We are using it. But Western therapy, I will not use these techniques to normalize it. I think it can be used for first aid, but we are using for completely transforming it. Also providing hope. That's the idea of rebirth based on this. It gives you hope that next life I can be better, good life. Transmit hope in more. Modern loss of cultural resilience. These are our problems, no? Psychologically, psychology is dealing with it in its modern way. Death denial, medicalized dying, isolated grief, loss of shared meaning, anxiety, depression, and existential fear. We need to deal with these three things in the people normally. Anxiety, depression, and existential fear. We can detect in the person and apply our all this knowledge to remove it and give a pathway of transformation, choices, whatever. We can choose to transform. This relearning we will design by ourselves. Just an idea. We will design in our own way. That will be our unique contribution. Relearning resilience. We can also go for all kinds of therapy. Just to make a research, any therapy developing or any new research coming on relearning resilience. No modern psychologists, research papers, ideas, experiments on relearning resilience. This is a burning topic. Will be in a global scenario. And could be also, we need to teach the whole kind of a new development of psychology in modern children or across the culture. We need to develop a new model of relearning resilience, a universal model. That could be our next assignment. Hassan, very, very nice. A universal model for relearning resilience across religion, cultures, doesn't matter. Just universal model for relearning resilience. Just like our therapeutic model of diagnosis of diseases, Pavel. Same like this, that will be very good, great work on the seed forms, on the very basic codes on which we can develop education system. Yes, Pavel.
I think one time we already discussed the profession, speciality, this assistant or this doll, the person who can help other people to die, die in the correct form, or dying in happy dying or conscious dying. It's interesting profession. Really, now it's mainly focused on the person himself. Nobody helping in dying process?
Look, Pavel, my capability is only I can train people with the knowledge. They can help others to develop this resilience to death. Like I can give my knowledge to you or to Hassan, to some people, and then you can use it. In that way, I will give you the model, basic model to function of this understanding. On this, you can help others. And you can develop a new profession, completely new therapist, category of therapists who are specialized on this topic, emotional resilience.
It's because in this our oasis of wisdom, 100 people, if they are 65 plus, it means almost every month somebody will die.
Yeah.
So we need to find out.
Yeah, that is very vital point. Emotional resilience. Very vital point. We will develop it, Pavel, universal model. Just keep in mind this assignment next, like proper pragmatic work with cause and effect. Seeding the mind. And that will be like, yes, very basic, our teaching should be there because every month somebody is dying in our community.
We want to, to have the longevity, but statistically, yes, people will die one day, but statistically it will happen sooner or later. And I think, I don't know if there is any hospice care, or I have experience in different hospitals. In different hospitals, there's really nobody care about the dying people. People dying, okay, some nurses give them some painkillers like drugs to reduce the pain, and now nobody speak with people.
A free mind idea, this has developed in Osho community. Because Osho was the person who was boldly, he came out talking about fear of death and sex. Two were taboos. He born in 1930 and India was not independent. In 1950, 60, to talk about two words, sex and death, was a taboo in the culture, in all the cultures, particularly in Christianity, and nobody wants to talk about it openly or discuss about it. He openly came and killed this, which was killing the intelligence. Because if you will not discuss about it, not talk openly, your mind will not grow. So he hit on the two ideas to open the intelligence of India, Indian mind. He worked on this vital point. And then Indian mind become restless, rajas. It was sleeping. So it was in tamas, dark. On this 2 point, full darkness. Everybody was keeping more and more dark. Keep it in more and more dark. And he came and boom. Everybody wake up. Tamas become rajas. Now you see idea openly we are talking. Sattva coming. Very openly everybody slowly on this whole planet. One day everybody will openly talk about two words, death and sex, and that we are talking about one of the taboo, death, very openly. So enlightened people work is very deep to the humanities. Their compassions are, we can't sense their compassion and how much pain they take, how much problem they suffer. So he's hit after 100 years. 1930 he born, around I think 2030. In century, you will see the tamas transforming into sattva, and enlightened energy stirred it. A force stirred it in the mind of the whole global humanity. So that's how these are seed work. We call it seeding. The tree comes 100 years late. Fruit comes late. It's called seeding. So we are seeding here a
Mhm.
very amazing community, ideas.
And yesterday I just find that in Cyprus there is a nice project. It's called Death Cafe. I think it's international project. It is in many countries. There is this group of people. They are meeting in cafe and discussing death, and so it becoming like like a common things, but not for
Yeah,
everybody. I mean,
like this idea we can play around for emotional resilience, that it's not a taboo, nothing to fear. A
it's like
fearless
drink coffee,
approach.
speak about the death. Drinking coffee and speak about the death. So it's releases the
Yeah, it's
trauma.
like you're talking about a coffee, but I will have a coffee. That much we call it, yes, natural, normal, ordinary. That ordinariness. No? So this intelligence that makes a great thing a piece of cake, a cup of tea. So we say wisdom integrated into daily life.
There's an near my house. There's this one Tibetan Buddhist group. They offer it's like a volunteer group, and they offer hospice care for people who are about to die. So they provide so a volunteer will go and just provide companionship to someone who's terminally ill and just make conversation with them. Maybe they're alone, but it's vaguely based off the framework of Buddhism, but at the same time they don't want to get too sectarian, so it stays
Okay,
open.
okay. So our next topic, next Saturday topic is hospice cares, what is right now available to humanities. And then that's what we need, this background knowledge to give any further care, add or delete something.
I might actually sign up for it to just see how they teach, like how they've set it up in their system, and you potentially do some volunteering through that as well.
So let's bring some practical experience, whosoever has. From whatever we have, first let us know, and then we can talk about add, delete, or something in this process.
But profession means somebody have to pay for this job.
Yes.
Other people are willing to pay to
Yes, a lot of
for the
people willing to
helpers,
pay for it.
for the
People paying a
helping
lot.
them
I know personally, I know people paying a lot
for
for
dying
this care.
process.
Yeah, for dying and assistance in dying. Yeah, it's the
Mm-hmm.
highly paid if you are trained, properly trained in emotional resilience. It's the highly paid profession, because for dying person means money means nothing. He's already realizing you don't have to sell your ideas. He's already realizing that money, what it can give, what it cannot give. So money for him is just like a piece of shit or nothing else. Simple. So that's what I say, it will be a highly paid profession if we can develop. We have already in the mind model of universal model of emotional resilience that will be very helpful in this profession of hospice. Amazing stream of service, a non-biased, fully open mind.
But it should be some detox process for this kind of
For sure,
professions.
for what we are here. This is the Lao Tzu. I remember Lao Tzu. What is a bad man? Is a good man job. So for what? If you are having this knowledge, it means you are having a purpose already clear. Knowledge already directs your work. So see you next Saturday on this idea now, completing.
Okay.
So see you tomorrow, Pavel, yeah?
See you.